Alright, today we are going to be looking at activity 2.3, 2.4, and part of the assignment page. Your formative will be tomorrow along with Khan Academy. So looking at this first part here, it says Let It Snow Report offers 2 winter specials. So I'm going to highlight here 2 winter specials so we know that there's 2. The Getaway Special, which I'm going to highlight in pink, and then the Extended Stay Special, which will be in blue. This will help us understand which one's which. The Getaway Special offers 2 nights and 4 meals for $270, and the Extended Stay offers 3 nights, 8 meals for $435. Determine what Let It Snow charges per night of lodging and per meal. So we have to let number 1 is asking us to write a linear equation or linear question that represents the problem situation. N will represent the cost of 1 night of lodging at the resort, and M will represent the cost of each meal. So the first one is, if we look at this, we have 2 nights of lodging. So we will use that as 2N for our first one, 2 nights of lodging. And we'll also do plus, there's 4 meals, so we're going to use FM for the meals. Now, in the next part, that's our first one, so that equals 270. So that's our Getaway Special. And then our Extended Stay is 3 nights plus 8 meals equals $435. Right there, that is how we write 2 linear equations. If you look and see in the written part, I break it down. So we have the 2 nights, that's the N. 4 meals, that's the M. And then their total. Extended Stay is the 3 nights for the N. 8 meals for the M. And then a total of $435. So you need to be able to break it down from the reading in the intro. They ask, how are these equations the same? How are these equations different? So, something that's the same, they're in standard form. So, written in standard form is the similarity. And then we can say that the coefficients, so the letters, so coefficients of N and M are different, meaning that our 2N and 3N are different, 4M and 8M are different. That is essentially, it's all they're asking. Now it's asking us to solve this system of equality. So to do this, we are going to do our multiplication on it. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. Let's make the 4M into 8M. Okay, so we're going to multiply the top problem by 2, and we're going to make it actually negative 2 to make everything equal to each other. So we're going to do negative 2 times 2N plus 4M equals 270 times negative 2. And then I'll rewrite the bottom one after. So we're going to solve this. So negative 2 times positive 2N is going to give us negative 4N. Negative 2 times positive 4M is going to give us negative 8M equals 270 times negative 2 is going to give us negative 540. Let me rewrite that. Negative 540. Now we're just going to drop down the second equation. So we're going to write it as plus 3N plus 8M equals 435. So we only started, so now we have to solve. So we're going to solve for M, because we know negative 8M plus 8 is going to cancel out. So this is going to leave us with 0M, so I'm just going to leave it as blank, since we know that they're going to cancel. And we know negative 4 plus 3 is going to give us negative N. equals 540, negative 540, I'm sorry, plus 435, using fancy dancy calculator to help you out, will give us 540, negative 540, plus 435, leaves us with negative 105. Now, we cannot have n as a negative number. So as I've told you in the past, this is essentially negative 1n. We're going to divide by negative 1 on each side to get rid of the negative sign over here. Leaves us with n equals 105. Okay. Now, we can already do this. Put our parenthesis as 105, comma, and then some number because we don't know what the m is yet. So now, we're going to solve for m. We place that 105 in for n. So we'll just stick with the top equation of 2 times 105 plus 4m equals 270. 2 times 105 ends up giving us 210 plus 4m equals 270 minus 210 on each side. Leaves us with 4m equals, and that should leave us down to 60. Divide by 4, and 60 divided by 4 will leave us with m equals 15. So then we could just write it in like this as our n, m values. Okay, if you left it like this, that is okay as well. Just make sure I know where you put those. Okay, so that's our solving for this problem right here. Now, number 4, it just tells us interpret the solution. So it says let it snow. Let me get the pen to work. Let it snow. Charges 105 per night, and 15, I'm going to put dollar signs in front of these, $15 per meal. That's essentially what we found out here. Okay, so by solving this, our n, we know the value of getting the room is $105 a night, and the meal, each meal per person is $15. Okay, that's essentially all that's asking us to interpret it. So they say check our solution algebraically. So the way we can do this is we know that, let's see how, the way they check and see this is if you take the 2n plus 4m equals 270. If you place the numbers inside, so 2 times 105 plus 4 times 15 equals 270. We said this should be coming out to be 210 plus 60, which does equal 270. So that one works. So now let's check our other one. The 3n plus 8m equals 435. If we substitute our numbers in there, 3 times 105 plus 8 times 15 equals 435. 3 times 105 ends up giving you 315 plus 120 equals 435. We add those up. We know that 0 and 5 leaves you with the 5. The 2 and 1 gives you 3. 1 and 3 gives you 4. So that problem works as well. That is how we check our solution. Okay. Is extended stay special the better deal? Explain why not. All we say for this, when we looked at this, is one giving you better deal than the other? And the answer is no, because they both charge the same amount for rooms and meals. So the one, this is the what was the two different ones? The first one was the getaway special and extended stay. This was the getaway, and this was the extended stay. They both are charging the same price for food and lodging, so it is no deal compared to either one. Now, we're going to do sum of 2.4. Then I'm going to go on to the assignment page because I don't feel we need to do every part of it. And then we'll do part of the assignment to get ourselves ready. And then we will do the formative tomorrow. Now, fractions and linear combinations. So this is going to start talking about fractions a little bit doing this. So that's going to be a little harder for some of you might be. But take your time to go through this. The School Spirit Club is making beaded friendship bracelets with the school colors to sell in the school store. The bracelets are black and orange and come in 2 lengths. So, black and orange, 2 lengths, and I'm going to highlight these in different colors. So 5-inch length and 7 inches. The club has enough beads to make a total of 84, so I'm going to put that back in blue. 84 overall bracelets. So far they have made 49, which represents half of the number of 5-inch bracelets plus 3/4 of the 7-inch bracelets they plan to make and sell. Determine how many 5-inch and 7-inch bracelets the club plans to make. Okay, now I'm going to highlight down here back in the colors we use. It's telling us that X represent 5-inch bracelets and Y represents 7-inch bracelets. That's why I'm highlighting to help make it easy for you guys. Write a system of equation in standard form to represent this problem situation. So, essentially this is how we have to do it. So they're saying that overall we're going to have 84 bracelets. So no matter how many 5-inch and 7-inch bracelets, there's going to be 84. So that's a simple one where we can do X plus Y equals 84 because we're adding those two together to have an overall total of 84. Next gets a little more complicated. So far they have 49 bracelets, which represents half of the number of 5-inch bracelets. So for X, for the 5-inch, we've done half of them, so half of X plus 3/4 Y is equal to 49. So there's 49 done, and half of them are 5-inch and 3/4 are 7-inch total. There's our two system of equations right here. Okay, that's all we had to do. I know it's not easy, but we can do it. We can skip 2 because I don't want to go over how Karen does this because it may not be the easiest way to do that. We're actually going to skip this because I'm not going to give you guys the fraction because looking ahead, these are a little more complicated than I would have liked it to be. So we can skip 3. We'll skip the rest of 2.4. Okay, so you can skip that. You can put a big X through it. If worst case, when we come back, I will go over it with you guys. So let's take a look at just problem 1 here. We're going to go through and do. Okay. I know there's not a whole lot of room, so if you zoom out and write above, that's fine. Just give me an arrow that I know where you are writing. Okay, just so I know where we're doing this, because for the assignment page, I am just going to do number 1. Actually, you know, we're not going to do number 1. We're going to do number 2. We're going to do a couple of number 2, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, because I want to make sure you guys can solve doing this way. So if we look at number 1 here, or I'm sorry, 2A, we have to solve each set. We know right now that we have to eliminate, because that's what we're using, match them and eliminate. Our problem right now is that the 3x and 7y don't match, and then the 2y's do match. But the 2y's are positive, so we have to choose one and times it by -1. So I'm just going to do the top one because it's easier and times by -1. So -1 times 3x plus y is equal to 9 times -1. Gives us -3x minus y equals -9. And we just drop the other problem down like this. We have our two problems. We add them to eliminate since the top one's negative. -3 plus 7x will end up giving us 4x. The y's cancel out. 32 or -9 plus 32 ends up giving us should give us 21. Now to solve this, we divide 4 on each side to get x by itself. X equals 21 over 4. Now we have to solve for y. So we're going to plug the value of x in for y. Now, you will need that app that I've told you to download to make this easier. So I'm going to go to that app now. So for me, it looks like this pink Calculate 84. And you have to turn your iPad over a little bit. So we said that our x value is the 21 over 4. So I'm going to take the very first problem of 3 times, so put parentheses because it'll help give you times. If you hit alpha, the green button, y equals in the top corner, gives you this up here. You hit enter, it gives you a fraction. So now we can write in our fraction of 21 over 4, right arrow, hit our parentheses again to close up, so it's only multiplying that to find out what that equals out to be, which is 15.75. So we can put that in as a decimal now to make it easy. So once again, you do 3 parentheses, alpha, which is a green button, just click it once, go 2 buttons up to y equals, hit enter right away, and it gives us a fraction, so then we just type it in. So 21, hit the down arrow in the top right corner, then hit 4, hit the right arrow, put parentheses, hit enter. There's our problem right there, 15.75. So we go back, I'm going to turn it back this way, we can say 15.75 plus y equals 9. We move this over by subtracting it to cancel out, minus 15.75. Going to using the calculator to help you on this one, but I will give it to you on here. Doing that should leave you with negative 8.25 is your y. So here's your y, here's your x values. Okay, now you rewrite them to be, you can write it as the 15.75, or you can write it as a 21 over 4, comma, negative 8.25, and then a parentheses. So writing it out like the bottom box gives you should give you an automatic 4. Doing the top, as long as you're showing me work and that stuff, I could probably give you a 4 with it. Now let's look at D, and then we're going to call it a day today. So we look at these, they are not matched to each other. Okay, so we're going to multiply this top problem. We're going to go with the x's this time to make it easier. We're going to times the top part by 3, and we're going to times the bottom part by -5 because we have to eliminate. So if we times 3 times 5x is going to give us 15x. 3 times 4y is going to give us 12y. 3 times -14 is going to end up giving us, using my other calculator so you don't need to see me type this one in, negative 14 times 3 ends up giving us negative 42. And then doing negative 5 times 3x is going to give us negative 15x. Negative 5 times 6y is going to give us negative 30y. And then doing negative 5 times 6 is going to give us negative 30. Now, we add these together. This is going to eliminate out. 12y plus negative 30y is going to end up giving us a negative y, which will be negative 18y equals negative 72, because this is 2 plus 0 and 4 plus 3 ends up giving us a 72. We divide each side by negative 18 to solve our problem. So if we take, I guess I got my other calculator out here, so you might need to go onto your calculator, 72, negative 72 divided by negative 18 ends up giving us y equals 4. So now we make our parentheses over here to help keep us understand what our numbers are. Y is always the second number. Now we substitute 4 in for y. So let's go with the top problem. 5x plus 4 times 4 equals negative 14. We'll be left with 5x plus 16 equals negative 14. If I can type. Move negative 16 on each side. 5x equals negative 30. Divide by 5 on each side. And x equals negative 6 is our final answer. So, sorry guys about that. I don't know why my calendar is freaking out here. Essentially, I'm just going to leave it since we're about done. If you can show me you have that, you will get full credit. Tomorrow, I will give you guys a formative, and then you are responsible to work for 30 minutes on Khan Academy, just like we normally do in class. I will see the report at the end of the week to give you a grade based off of it. So please make sure that you are doing that. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I will respond as soon as I can. Thank you. Have a great day.